There's one expense that's quietly destroying your ability to build wealth. And no, it's not your daily coffee or Netflix subscription. This one thing costs the average person over $12,000 a year and loses value every single day. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to avoid becoming another victim. Let's look at how the average person spends their money. Housing takes the biggest chunk, which makes sense. Taxes, well, you can't avoid those. Then there's groceries, utilities, insurance, and all the usual stuff. But there's one category that looks innocent on paper, yet it's the reason most people never escape the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. Transportation. Now, I'm not talking about the car itself. I'm talking about the monthly payments, the insurance, the gas, the repairs, the parking, all for something that starts losing value the second you drive it off the lot. The average new car in 2025 costs almost $48,000. To put that in perspective, that's more than many people make in a year. And here's what nobody tells you about what that really costs: the explosion of auto debt. Auto loan debt has absolutely exploded over the past 2 decades. In 2005, Americans owed $720 billion on their cars. By 2020, it hit $1.38 trillion. Today, in 2025, we're at a record $1.62 trillion. That's more than the entire GDP of countries like Spain or Australia. And this has created a new financial trap that experts are calling being car poor. You're making decent money and you're working hard, but your car payment is so high that you can't save, you can't invest, and you can't get ahead. It's like running on a treadmill where there's lots of movement but zero progress. So why do so many people fall into this trap? Part of it's cultural. A car is one of the easiest ways to look successful even when you're not. Car ads don't actually sell you transportation. They sell you identity, status, and freedom. They show you driving through beautiful mountain roads at sunset, but they don't show you stuck in traffic while your check engine light comes on. Socially, nobody compliments the person driving a paid-off 2010 Honda, but someone pulls up in a new BMW and everyone assumes they're doing well, even if they're drowning in payments. Here's where it gets even worse. In late 2023, almost 1 in 4 people had negative equity, which means they owe more than their car is worth. Imagine owing $40,000 on a car that's only worth $30,000. You can't sell it without taking a massive loss, and you can't trade it in without rolling that debt into an even bigger loan. You're completely trapped, and the cycle just continues. The real cost breakdown. Let me show you exactly how expensive cars actually are by breaking down a Honda Civic, which is one of the most recommended affordable cars out there. The sticker price is $27,867. Seems reasonable, right? Wrong. Here's what you'll actually pay over 5 years. Depreciation costs you $10,999. Your car loses this much value just from existing and getting older. Insurance runs you about $12,000, even with good credit and a clean driving record. Fuel costs you $6,415, which you probably expected. Financing adds $4,719, which is the cost of not paying cash up front. Maintenance is $3,224 for oil changes, brake pads, tires, and all the stuff nobody thinks about when they're buying. Taxes and fees hit you for $2,800 because the government always gets their cut. And repairs, even for reliable cars, eventually cost you about $1,790. The total comes to $46,821. That affordable $27,000 car just cost you nearly $47,000, which is almost $19,000 more than the price tag. But here's the real kicker that destroys wealth: the opportunity cost. It's not just what the car costs you, it's what that money could have become. Let me show you 2 people making the same choice with different approaches. Person A buys the Civic and spends $780 per month for 5 years. Person B invests that same $780 per month into an S&P 500 index fund. After 5 years, person A has a car worth $19,295. Person B has $60,016 in their investment account. That's a $40,721 difference. And it didn't come from working harder or getting lucky. It came simply from not buying a new car. And here's the crazy part. If you had invested that $46,821 into Microsoft stock 5 years ago, you'd have over $150,000 today. Same money, different decision, life-changing difference. Most people buy a new car every 3 to 5 years their entire life, and that single habit destroys their ability to build wealth. This is exactly why transportation is the #1 wealth killer for the average person. The smart way to own a car. Now look, I'm not saying never own a car. For many people, a car is essential for work, for life, for opportunity. The goal isn't to avoid cars completely. The goal is to not let your car own you. Here's how to be smart about it. First, buy in the sweet spot, which is a car that's 3 to 4 years old. You avoid the brutal depreciation hit while still getting modern safety features, reliability, lower insurance costs, and sometimes even warranty coverage. A $35,000 new car becomes $24,000 when it's a few years old. You just saved $11,000 instantly without sacrificing quality or safety. Second, follow the 15% rule. All car costs combined, including your payment, gas, insurance, and repairs, should be 15% or less of your monthly income. If you make $3,000 a month, your total car budget should be $450 maximum. Anything above that, and you're entering car-poor territory, where your vehicle is preventing you from building wealth. Third, keep your car for 10 years or longer. This is where real wealth actually builds. Cars don't magically explode at year 6. People just get bored and want something new. If keeping your car longer saves you $300 per month, investing that money over 15 years at a 10% average return becomes $118,000 a month. That's life-changing money, just from keeping your car longer and resisting the urge to upgrade every few years. So here's the bottom line. Car companies want you to believe a new car equals success. But real wealth isn't about looking rich. It's about being financially secure. Transportation costs drain more income than almost anything else. Not because cars are bad, but because most people buy them the wrong way. Buy smarter, keep costs low, and give your future self a real chance to build wealth. If you want to learn how to start investing that money instead, make sure to watch my next video on how to invest your first $1,000. And if this video helped you in any way, make sure you hit subscribe, because it tells YouTube to show you more content like this. And turn on the notifications so that you don't miss out on the upcoming video. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.